Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIII-2, and we're learning about projectile motion.
Well, yes. We've kind of been doing this all game, though.
Be that as it may, we're getting better at it.
I guess?
Sure does keep giving us the thing to do. I mean, it's not like it's...
Look, this is exciting gameplay.
I can't dispute that. This is exciting, and it is gameplay.
I am literally on the edge of my seat right now.
I'm not. I'm pretty far back in mine.
Right, so these Dragoon motherfuckers, the robots that are not the Orion, they are assholes.
But are they capturable?
They are.
Well then.
All that they do is spam that scatter beam, and it hurts like a motherfucker.
They killed your Flaniter.
They actually killed the red Chocobo, who has about 500 more HP than the Flanador.
Damn.
So this is Symphonia 2, isn't it? You have two main characters, and then you're backed up by a bunch of monsters.
Pretty much.
Are the monsters stronger than anything you can do as an individual character?
Absolutely.
Totally. It's the one thing that this does do better than the Symphonia 2 is that at the points where you are able to get other party members as monsters, which is only in DLC, but, you know, let them have this, those party members are actually really good, rather than how it worked in Symphonia 2, where the party members were literally locked to a terrible, shitty level.
That was the worst idea. Here's the end of the game. You can level up to level 200, but all your party members can only go to 50.
Game design.
Well, game design is the final dungeon that was like 10 hours long. Or the bonus dungeon, I should say. Of course, if you're going there, you know what you're in for.
Why would you ever go into the optional dungeon in a Tales game?
I tried it. I was like, I am bored as shit here. And I think at that point, I was on like the 10 times experience playthrough.
I remember when I liked Tales of Symphonia. In retrospect, I can't understand why I like that, other than the only thing that I can think of that justifies it is that I was a dumb teenager.
Was it the first game like that you'd ever played?
Like, other than a Final Fantasy, yeah, it was the first, like, really, really, like, anime JRPG that I had played.
For me, it was the fact that it was multiplayer, and it gave me and my brother something to do.
Like, I bought that game, like, and I should stress, I bought this game in the UK where it had not been officially released. I got an import copy and a goddamn freeloader to play that game on my GameCube, because it sure as hell took them like 2 years to bring it to EU. And I played that goddamn game like 8 goddamn times. I don't know what it was that I saw in it, but I fucking loved it when I was a dumb teenager.
It's hard to go back to, because the mechanics in the later ones are so much more just better in every way, but it was a fun game at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it was a mess, but it was definitely a fun mess. I'll say this for Symphonia. It is evident that the people who made it had fun making it.
Oh yeah.
Like, it is not a joyless husk of a game.
I think Symphonia, and I know they had the HD port, and I'm pretty sure none of these things actually happened in the HD port, but like, if they had done... All they need to do was add a free run button, and make sure that the camera zoomed out when you're playing multiplayer, and it would have been perfectly fine, I think.
Well, absolutely. Well, you were right. Absolutely none of those things happened.
Yeah.
And that's a damn shame. But yeah, now that I actually, like, have any kind of sensible perspective on the stupid, utter bullshit that happens in that game's plot, I can no longer love that game the way I once did, but I will admit that if you divorce it of all of that context, it is at least kind of somewhat fun as just a video game. And you know what, that's fine. Sure as hell is more than this game has. I mean, what does this game have? It has fucking spinning room puzzles. Doesn't even have regular box puzzles.
Rotating rooms with random battles.
You are not safe from random encounters anywhere in this game, frankly.
So I love that they made it. They came up with this entire engine where like enemies walk around on the map, and you can avoid them or you can chase them down, and yet they still just make them randomly appear.
Did he just ricochet?
See, I missed. I did not get him close enough to the treasure sphere, so he fell. And, you can see how absurdly long it takes him to come back.
Yeah.
I just watch him pinball into the abyss.
That's my mug.
That's my mog.
But yeah, it's kind of absurd how much this game manages to not let you avoid random encounters. I mean, you can run away from them, but not always.
As long as the meter is green, the enemies won't move. But half the time, like, especially like here, you see, the meter starts on yellow, so they will automatically start running towards you. And they move faster than you do.
Yeah, it's one of the many things they fixed in Lightning Returns, is enemies on the map. You are much more able to avoid or charge them down as you wish.
They are really getting their mileage out of that throwing Mog around mechanic.
Oh yeah, it's basically the new like regular treasure sphere now. I mean, it's just like it's kind of one of those things that's like the double jump in platforming games, where for the first however many X% of the game, there are jumps that you can make with the single jump, and there's a couple of jumps that you can only make with the double jump. And then you get the double jump, and then you can make those jumps, and then from that point forward, every single jump is just a double jump, and there's no more point to the single jump. They might as well just make every jump a double jump, because it's meaningless to differentiate them.
Alright, so we did it. We are going to the top floor now.
Now do we fight Dark Samus?
Oh, of course not. We've got to fight some bullshit on the way up first. I mean, hell, they are actually throwing behemoths at us now.
For academia.
So yeah, this behemoth, you might think is, you know, kind of powerful. And I certainly did. See, we're gonna bust out the debuffs and everything.
But
yeah, he's not.
One day I want to charge into battle with a sword held up high and shout, "For academia!" I mean, you know, that's mostly a joke. I don't actually want to do that, but, like, come on. That's one of those things that somebody had to write, and then somebody had to review, and somebody had to sign off on it, and surely somebody at some point would have had to ask, like, hang on a minute, is this a line that anyone ever is going to be able to take seriously?
I would think that they would stop asking that question because they've realized that they're working on a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, admittedly that was kind of also a joke, because we are talking about the team that greenlit the word l'Cie, which, as I have said, is one of that rare breed of made-up words that can stop absolutely any momentum of a sentence dead in its tracks. Once you put that word in a sentence, it becomes impossible to take seriously.
My friends and family are all dead, and then l'Cie came along. I don't care anymore.
A blind panic, drunk on fear of a few l'Cie.
I know it's a machine, but
Just the opening of Tale of Two Cities, and then at the very end, it just says l'Cie, and it's like, well, I give up.
Yule and Caius should be up here as well.
Ugh.
Alright, so the top floor of Augusta Tower is...
Oh my goodness, I have not seen this before.
Oh, you don't know about Chocolina!
Although I'm not human,
Oh.
what do I know?
Yeah, she
Back to business. Open up that
sure
door
is a
and
thing.
shower me with
Kazooie, what happened to you?
Yeah. I can assure you the truth is even worse than you think.
It's really quiet around here, so I've been talking to myself a lot, trying to keep things lively, you know?
It's like Kazooie, or it's like the character is a Kazooie Tumblr fan art.
I've got to have some grudging respect for how she has a different thing to say depending on every environment and time period that you meet her in.
Oh, she also time travels.
Yes, there...
Yule.
It's not so much that she time travels, it's just that she's one of the great universal constants.
Oh, alright.
you must protect the timeline.
Well, you'll just
I saw you.
gave us an artifact. That's cool, so we can leave now, right?
Yeah, we got what we came for. This will let us open up a timeline where everything's fixed. Because Lord knows we don't ever actually fix things in this game, we just unlock alternate timelines where they never happened.
Who are you? Who are the Farseers? I am the
But you see, first we have to have a plot, don't we?
Where did she get that flower?
Are recorded and stored in the Oracle Drive,
Magic.
but that
She's a magician.
is long in the past. There is no more need to record the prophecies. I have Caius now. What do you mean? He is tasked with protecting the Cirrus and remembering her visions. Now and forever, he will remember the entire timeline.
That
Caius
seems like kind of a shit
is
gig,
beyond
honestly.
death.
Yeah.
You mean he can't die ever?
The Cirrus
So great.
possesses the eyes of
Caius is
the
actually immortal.
Inside Caius beats the heart of chaos.
Don't worry, if JRPGs have taught me anything, being immortal doesn't stop you from being stabbed to death.
Well,
He is a guardian, and his mission is to protect
Yeah.
the Cirrus. The
About
power
that.
to see the future is a terrible weapon. It can turn history into chaos.
so what is with that camera?
But then, I don't
Is doing the
understand. Why are you
stupid
doing
angles
this?
again.
I mean, you do know we're trying
Because
to
this is a
change history.
cinematic game.
History has already been broken.
Dutch angles are all the rage.
The timeline had been twisted.
Yes,
before
history is already broken. History is already broken because we came to a place and some guy told us that we'd seen a thing, and then our immediate reaction was to go back and see the thing.
the past and correct the distortions.
And lest we forget, when we came back to see the thing, we couldn't see the thing because the thing that we saw was entangled with the future, so we went to the future to untangle the thing from the past, and then went back to the past to see the thing.
Come home.
And then the thing turned out to be a thing that we already fucking
You
knew.
mean my sister?
But somehow this changes anything.
You're saying that lightning shouldn't have disappeared that day. It was because the future was changed.
So if we keep
My
traveling
God.
through the gates and resolve all the paradoxes that are happening,
Even Yule is in on the change the future, change the past bullshit.
The true past will be restored. The past that you
So,
remember.
yes. What this
Together
comes down to is,
correct the timeline.
oh, you think that you're tracking down the mystery through time to go and find lightning. No, you're not. You're just going through time, unfucking things, in the knowledge that this will somehow lead to lightning being safe when you do it. So just go through all the gates that you see and deal with all the bullshit that you find, and try not to think too hard about how any of it fits together.
It has
'Cause if you did that,
contradictions that
You'd have to start seriously thinking about how to write a time travel plot in Final Fantasy XIII's timeline.
We're like space-time janitors.
So the Caius who we met earlier in academia, he was...
Oh, that's what the inside of my computer looks like.
By the machine.
and what
Oh
about
wait,
Caius?
the Caius that we saw in Academia wasn't Caius at all!
He brought me here. And
Well
when
then.
I'm finished,
It was dupless.
take me away.
So now let's just back up a second. So it wasn't even Caius who said this. The AI made an imitation of Caius,
Yes.
who told us that we learned the forbidden history,
Please.
so that we could go back in time to learn the forbidden history and get killed.
If the real Caius has any interest at all in stopping us from learning the forbidden history, then he just got fucking played. I mean, for real, he got totally outmaneuvered.
Everyone is smiling.
Oh, as you're going to die again.
This is the future I wanted to see.
What are you doing with that flower?
She's dropping it, obviously. Because she's dead.
She had a heart attack.
Well, you see, no, that's just kind of a thing that happens. Like, you see the future, and then you die. That's just how that's what Yule's plot role is.
Oh look, Caius is sad.
I shall remember your pain. It will be carved in my heart, together with the memories of every other Yule, cursed to die this way.
I could listen to him talk for as long as it's necessary. He is one of only 2 actors that has that effect on me. It's him, and the only other one is Mike Pollock voicing Dr. Eggman. I will listen to absolutely anything said in the Dr. Eggman voice.
I'm worried about Yule.
Don't worry too hard, she's dead.
Alright, so it does bear a little bit of explanation as to what the fuck just happened. So we went in this gate, except it's not actually a gate. That gate leads to the inside of... It's sort of like a virtual space that is inside the computer.
We're in the Matrix again.
Yeah, we're basically, like, literally in the Matrix.
I mean, this is the room from the Matrix. The TVs and all that.
And, hey, you know what? We have that spare anima model lying around, so...
This thing has been behind everything. It's the one who turned the people into sea.
Yep.
It's the one who's been trying to kill us in the tower.
Welcome to more reused Final Fantasy XIII assets.
Is that the wall?
No, this is not the wall. This is a slightly modified anima model.
You might remember Anima is the first boss in Final Fantasy XIII.
Sure, we'll go with that. Maybe?
I mean, right down to the left and right manipulators and everything. So, yeah, besides the blatant reuse of assets, is there actually anything going on here of any interest?
Sort of. It's really an opportunity to show off one of our new monster's ability, but we'll get to that after we clear out these manipulators.
So this guy's just Bongo Bongo's brother, isn't he?
Well, it's like a face and hands, except the face also has hands.
Well, that makes it even better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my. So, our Orion, which is that robot we had earlier, has a very special ability called D-Shell Chaser. And, as you can see there, it takes the place of his regular attack, but it also gives him a huge attack bonus if they have the relevant debuff. So, D-Shell, D-Protect, so on and so forth, right? Okay, he has all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do those stack?
I'm fairly certain they do, but either way it doesn't matter, because Adam is already dead.
Cool. Just the idea of having an ability that does additional physical damage to targets with D-Protect just seems silly. Because D-Protect already makes them take much more damage.
And, but yeah, you had better believe that every single one of those passes is going on our Chocobo once we, finish this area. Oh no, wait, yeah, and then it gets better. So this little virtual space is also outside of time. Like, it is essentially a paradox. So, the Fal'Cie from 400 used this space to go back to 13 AF to kill Hope.
I'm glad they're explaining things twice over because I'm still not getting it.
Also, the chicken and egg paradox isn't really a paradox, it's just a loop. It makes total sense.
It's back!
Yup. So that's the big gimmick of this fight. There is a dialogue. Well, alright, well, let's back up for a second. So that first fight with its HP level is what I'm going to call a fake Adam. This guy has about twice as much HP. He is the quote-unquote real Adam. And anyway, after we do this, there will be a dialogue choice.
Doesn't seem to matter.
Well, that's because I skipped the entire fight.
Yeah. But you still seem to just take him down really fast.
Alright, so after this QuickTime event, we will get a dialogue choice. And if you answer the dialogue choice incorrectly, you will have to fight another fake Adam.
Now, when you say another fake Adam, there's a very important distinction here, which is that all of the fake Adams that you can fight are different entries in the bestiary. So if you're trying to clear the game, you actually have to do all of the wrong answers. Nowhere in the game tells you this, so it's possible for you to be missing a bunch of stuff and you'll have no idea which random enemy.
Thanks to Mog, huh?
So that's pretty dumb.
You guys play her out,
You saved the day.
Thank you.
Wait,
You did great.
what?
Well, you see, because the sword got electrified, so Mog got electrified.
But how would that not make Mog, like, just die from all of the trauma that a sword goes through when you hit stuff with it?
This is Hope's fault.
So, yep, here we go again.
Building these things.
I didn't even know what the dialogue choice was in there.
There wasn't one yet.
Yeah, it's about to pop up right here.
Ah.
Looking around for scapegoats. These fights are really starting to wear me down.
I don't blame you.
It's not gonna do us any good whining about mistakes.
So, FP, what do you think the correct dialogue choice is going to be?
Here you go, you can see all of them. What's the solution?
Well, I like the idea of just yelling at Hope.
Oh, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Let's see what Mog can tell us about it.
Mog! You gotta help us. Search the Valsi for its weak point. You can do it.
Well, you gotta hand it to him. This is at least a moderately entertaining solution. I like that they actually had the little confusion particle effect for him there. It's a tiny modicum of effort that makes me appreciate that cutscene a little bit more. So, take two.
Take two. So, you want to yell at Hope?
Let's see.
Let's yell at Hope.
Seems like a good thing to do.
Manipulating the past. But then, there's no reason we can't either. Please, I hope you're watching this. Hope, can you hear me? I've got a bone to pick with you. These machines you built,
Sarah!
are driving me nuts.
That's a hell of a battle cry.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, that was
You did it, Sarah.
The right answer?
it. That was the correct answer. The correct answer is to yell at Hope through time and space.
Well, I mean, that seems like the most logical thing to do.
And with this particular silly application of time travel actually somewhat makes sense, because we're in the future and we're yelling at and we're communicating with somebody in the past, and our having communicated with them makes the thing that is currently happening to us not happen. Now that would be fine if we were in Final Fantasy XIII-2 that keeps shoving its bullshit chronology
What a relief.
approach down our throats. Whereas what we actually should have just done is basically ruined Hope's time because we changed the future and now that's changed the past. So
These days.
I have no idea what was supposed to be the ramification of this, or what was the intention, or whether or not this makes any damn sense.
Important to them.
All I know is that like everything else in this game, it's fucking terrible.
It didn't make any sense. Oh, we're back here.
Yep, we are out of the virtual space now.
Except that she's not here.
No, Yule's dead. She's gone.
She's dead, but he was here. Didn't he want us dead?
No, see, it wasn't actually Caius. It was a fake Caius that wanted us dead.
But why would the fake Caius be looking after Yule? Maybe it was a fake Yule as well?
Man, I'm gonna need a relationship chart drawn by GameFAQs.
Maybe this entire thing was just a big convoluted plot made of like fake people and fake events and fake places. I mean, we went to academia and then a fake Caius told us about shit, and that shit with the bridge controls was pretty bullshit. Like, maybe the bridge controls were fake and Augusta Tower was fake and Proto-Falsi Adam was fake. Maybe this entire thing is just fake and none of this is actually happening.